Okay. All right. Do you want to come sit down? Okay. All right. I've never quite succeeded in getting used to existence. Whether it be the existence of the world or other people, or above all of myself. Sometimes it seems to me that the forms of life are suddenly emptied of their contents. Reality is unreal. Words are nothing but sounds bereft of sense. These houses in the sky are no longer anything but facades concealing nothing. People appear to be moving automatically and without reason. Everything seems to melt into thin air. Everything is threatened, myself included, by a silent and imminent collapse into I know not what abyss, where there is no more night or day. What magic power still holds it all together, and what does it mean? And yet here I am. That's actually from Eugene Ionesco. In being here with Donna and Heather and Stephen and talking about queerness and being in a reading where that's on the table, it was important to me to address the fact that for me, being queer is to be evolved. It's not about gender. It's about recovering an awareness of an energy body that is beyond language and law. It is a spiritual process. As evolved beings, we find ourselves returning to something that's both ancient and eternal. And as queer individuals and people who relate to queer individuals and feel that, you have not necessarily a responsibility, but an opportunity to evolve other people into a higher understanding. Here is my language. You speak this language, right? Here is my other language. I am a Mesayak. It means I am a medicine woman of the Peruvian tradition. And so I brought this here today because I wanted to work. Oh, hello, furry being. This is not surprising.
Oh,
yes. Hello. The animals. Yeah, my familiar. Oh, no tail. That was shocking. The tradition that we have is called the medicine spiral, and it's something that's done in the Vedic culture, in Tao, in Cray, in Navajo, Andean, all over the world. It balances and honors the directions. We call to the directions. We call to the east, which is the male, where the sun rises. We call to the west, in the oceans, which is the female. Do you want to sit down?
Yes.
Please. Please make yourself comfortable. What I wanted to do today was think about those directions. I'm burning sage to try to get us into the energy of trying to be together with one another, removing those boundaries, like shaking out of even in our queerness, we return to trying to name ourselves and speak. Say, I am this, I'm not that, but I am this. This is my language. When I write and when I make things, I'm divining. I'm trying to recall something that I am that is not this. And I think that you're all partially there with me, so I'm excited to talk to you. I've gathered certain things here. We use, in the medicine tradition, a rattle. Supposed to break apart the little pieces of the universe, help you break apart the universe, okay? That sort of did that for your earbuds a little bit. I found this on a river once, and I said, oh, what's this? And then I was like, oh. And in my work, it came to me, and it was like made for my body. You'll see on my hands, last year, a desire to finally not be divided. And so, these are our two channels. You bring in one, and out in the other. I see, insight comes in, out, my heart. All my words are love for people, trying to help each other, okay? Let's try not to cry, at least until the first like 10 minutes of the thing. All right, so from the Rig Veda, although the spirit of thine have gone far away to the four-quartered earth, we bring back that spirit of thine to dwell here, to live long. Although that spirit of thine have gone far away to the four regions of space, we bring back that spirit of thine to dwell here, to live long. I think in this time of crisis, we as queer people, we as evolving people, have a specific value to help other people evolve into themselves and evolve with each other and love more people. Okay? With beauty may I walk, with beauty before me may I walk, with beauty behind me may I walk, with beauty above me may I walk. Wish beauty below me may I walk, with beauty all around me may I walk. It is finished in beauty. It is finished in beauty. That's from the Navajo. All right, so here's some of my stuff. Now, maybe it sounds a little like what I just read, and I don't know, I'm channeling stuff. A lot of the things that I'm writing recently feel half like mine and half like they're coming from some bizarre other place. Maybe I'll move to the chair. Is everybody comfortable? For this one, if you like, you can close your eyes or look down or come to a place where you're not necessarily looking at me. It's definitely about someone other than me. Beauty, such beauty. But how? What is this? I don't understand. I'm not worthy. I can't do this. It hurts. Am I alone? I feel a connection to these green things and the small ones, the ones with eyes as I have eyes, with faces and limbs as I have a face and limbs, but I feel I am like them, but also not. I didn't ask to be not. Did I? Did I do that? Why am I here? I feel compelled directionally towards action, but the reason is unclear. I feel as though it comes from good, from something bigger, but what? This body, it knows. But how? What does it mean? I feel out of control. I do not trust myself, and yet I feel light and powerful. There is no mistake that it is beautiful here, and I wish to stay. And I wish it to stay beautiful, yet I cannot take a step without changing something. I feel paralyzed. Must I alter things to do anything? To follow this compulsion, it seems I must. I am so tired, so hungry. I begin to feel weak trying to preserve this beauty, but wait, my eyes and nose tell me to put this in my mouth. I don't know why. I am drawn to it, though it is beautiful. And I do enjoy the sensation of this in my mouth. Wow, that's beautiful too, but in a way without my eyes. I wonder what else I can put in my mouth. I seem to know, but only when I stop trying to. All at once I'm terrified of dying, but no, I know without knowing above all this how to survive. And I trust not myself, but the harmony of this place and the beauty it creates. I do not want to know this, but I do. I am different from everything else here. I am jealous of the things around me, how they seem complete and happy, untortured, simple. I yearn to be simple too, to know my place as they do. And I do not remember asking to be here, yet here I am. You want to come up? Let's go. Speaking of simple beings. Yet if I am perfect, then I must change this place, change others, simply to survive. What does that mean? Perhaps there is someone else, someone like me, or even better, someone who knows, someone I can ask. Help me! I call into the void for assistance, for love, for I see no one. But nothing speaks, only the wind and the trees and the animals answer. This is not the voice I sought, but perhaps it is the solution. I find solace when I cannot go on in the beauty. I cannot believe when I gaze upon it that things are amiss. When I take in air and I sit in the sun and I move, I feel better. Blessed, calm, light, and powerful. I don't know why or what it means, but I feel better. Maybe I need to know more than this. Just being here. Trusting the beauty and including myself in that original description. Beauty, such beauty. So, all right, let's lighten it a little bit. Something a little more modern. This is making me happy. Total awesome.
So good.
It's like, let me come to you, Mama. Right, fine. Courtesy vehicle or other egregious humors, or you better work. Get it, girl, you're giving me total Tower of Babel today. You're just the prettiest little bundle of mixed metaphors, ain't ya? Fierce. It's happened again. The scene's axles slipped into the well-worn ruts in the road, the ones where the wheels go, duh. Or at least where they drift sleepily without substantiated sustained intention and a forceful clutch, sans piston of variable vector. Aren't all words onomatopoeic for their origins? Runic hieroglyptionary. Go. Sounds like orange. Looks like an orange. What does an orange see when it looks in the mirror? How does it define its elusive partner in rhyme? Cue the track. The anticipation precedes you. Can't you feel the way the others expect a giggle right about now? That sentence was meta-tagged laughter, and now we've upset the delicate balance of the known universe. Chaos, like Yoda looks, pleased is and. You needed more proof that dyslexia is a sign of nonlinear intelligence? Call it evolutionary illingual. You heard it here first. Fucking fuck what fools these mortals be. An arrow hasn't to without from. Return to sender. Hi everybody. I'm not even looking at you. I'm like totally zen with my cat. So I don't even know this cat's name. What's her name?
Ben.
Ben? Ben?
Ben.
Bim?
Mm-hmm.
Like Bim Bam Bop?
Mm-hmm.
You'll never be in a suit.
She's really old.
I love you.
She's a home.
2 o'clock. You are ancient, ancient. Climbing the stairs like Kilimanjaro, and there, stage left, he waves a bright light, no, a beam, a long finger beam, beckoning the reluctant chariot. Come, come, do not be afraid. The moon is just a suggestion, forsaking the city, leaving us with misbehaving waters, wholly only in the absolute value of sin. Mama, why, mama, how? How can the sun hide behind an absence? Wouldn't you like to know? And wouldn't I like to know? I would like to know so many things. Andy said, people will respect me, reminding his laughing shadow and maybe telling other people too, like a mantra, giving himself permission to be hated and misunderstood in 6 syllables of chainmail. If you don't send this letter to 10,000 of your closest friends, you will miss out on life's most ancient mysteries. How are we doing? Figure 1. The devil speaketh in the thoughts of wily men. On the cover, there are 3 ugly faces. On the cover, there are 3 Byzantine faces, distorted faces. I think those are my faces. I think today, shades of ugliness flash inside me. I think the cover is my mirror. I try to pull the sun through my crown, a giant solar array through my 3rd socket. I will it to be my nourishment, knowing it can fix, while not expecting it to fix, while guiltily, secretly, wanting it so badly to fix everything. Courting willful elephants from this careful tornado keyhole, I train my many spider eyes on the storm, beg them to keep peeled like grapes. But I awoke with closing tightly, tired, clinging covers up around the head, eyes, not wanting to see eyes, lonely, resentful eyes. As though sideswiped by an angry sea when vigilance wanes, I lose an arm or an anchor, so that I break my meditating pelvis, so that I am 2 parts, hingeless, on the thin green cushion, so that how am I still sitting is a question as large as the sky. Fear's well is bountiful, its groundwater exponential. The bedbug lives in wait without a blood meal for 10 months without dying. Insects, the manifested metaphor of our paranoia, barely bothering to hide the thin line of this auto-reproduction. Are you not, then, creator? The exterminator comes and goes, and Pedro the super says, maybe Mother Nature sent us healing. His face an ancient Mayan mask, laughing and silently wise. And all at once, there is only game again. The rippling ripples, the set pieces groan, and the curtain comes briefly down as I dumbly nod, unable to respond quickly to the door of his words, or my mind on fire. Okay, I have two really short ones, and then I'll explain what that comes to that. Chat window. This is supposed to be with a painting from Philip Guston. Guston? So if you know him, you can imagine that in your mind. Love is part of the problem, and where it begins and ends, too. So much stripping away these days, I don't know which end is up. By which I mean I'm sure there is no up, which makes me sure I'm upside down. Pretend you are an avalanche, she said. You make a ball with your body to protect you from the roll that when you stop, wake up, you poke all around you and see from where the snow actually falls. That is up. Sorry, I typed. We were writing a poem, I realized, so I started putting it into a text file. It's quite beautiful, you know. Yes, she said. And when you find up, you find everything that is not down, she said. The time stamp shifted as we reflected. And then we said it was perfect, and laughed. Ja, ja, ja. And she said, I love conversations. Right. I wish we were better friends. It's the second strange exchange with teeth today. This and the niacin reaction and the rave in her ears so near, and his tool bracelet and their jello slow movements out of time. They sit apart. The insane agrees with your analysis just the other way around. Who's to say? It's pornographic, really, all of this. Limbs and thoughts unchecked like so. Licentious like so. And so. This is going to be my last. It's called Ornithology, and you'll notice that it has some of the first poem in it. I recall I left my 7 veils at home. The dance I came to do here made this decision an easy one, or so I thought. Is it an endearing naivete or hubris that inspires this essential forgetting? Wandering into prose, performance, essay, sound, sleeping in airports on cots, letting the mind go where it will, or at least giving it a long leash. Please curb your monkey mind. Be kind, rewind. It's that moment when song lyrics can be listened to without a hint of irony, and there's a chance I won't fast forward through the kissing scenes. My inner control freak rebels, argues. My free lover cries foul, backwards, backwards, forwards, forwards, westward, eastward, onward. Ho, a-ho, amen, a-ya-ya. What direction is backwards if time is relative? My pretty girl costume was retired some time ago, yet here I am mourning its ashes, wondering if there isn't some conjuring to divine her back into myself. This is not so much thought but impulse, physical inclination towards malt, an embodied about face, a sudden and complete desire to recover the void that makes me a compliment. I find hawk feathers the most marked, although second coming in my bird totem trilogy, hummingbird, hawk, and swan. Did I not count the crows since they were so constant? Because they seem more part of the landscape? Or because in a flock they are defined as a murder? Is this another instance of reading into? What do you think? Well, when do we not hear what we want, read what we want? Is there such thing as a conversation? Do we ever really speak the same language as anybody else? I might as well be vivisected here for you. Unfurnished, drywall, shard, and powder in the pit of my stomach. Floor through demolition, muscular, pink insulation, a tufted, yet sharp scattershot. The scene of a stuffed animal, battle. Haven't I learned there are always deviations from the itinerary? How do you pack for Deus ex machina? Must seduction always include the squirreling away of the soul? When we assume hummingbird consciousness, our life becomes a wonderland of sensuous delights. The hummingbird teaches us to laugh and enjoy the creation, to appreciate the magic of being live. As they dance the four quarters of embodied existence, they bring us medicine to solve the riddle of duality. For a two-legged, with a hawk totem, this indicates the need to approach spiritual awakening in a gradual and conscious manner. Back in search of the soft center. The lineage starts to emerge, to click and feel natural, not forced, not a thing having to do with form or name or style, but heart and spirit, family and dedication, energy and presence and perseverance and courage and spitfire, of human and unspoken affinities, of shared trauma, and a proclivity towards self-destruction that runs the gamut from bottle to pen to mind and back again. I've been too long a sword, and I closed up that well in service to someone masquerading as myself. Someone who seemed suddenly too small to contain both the inner other and she who still yearns for a classic gender binary. The mirrors don't know what language they're speaking. And I do not remember asking to be here, yet here I am, and as if everything else is perfect, could I be perfect too? Swan. Grace, beauty, power of self. The swan is one of the most powerful and ancient of totems. As you begin to realize your own true beauty, you unfold the ability to bridge new realms and new powers. Swan can show you how to access the inner beauty within yourself and in others. A swan totem heralds a time of altered states of awareness and the development of intuitive abilities. Swan people have the ability to see the future, to accept the healing and transformation that is beginning in their lives. Accept your ability and go with the flow. Stop denying you know who is calling when the phone rings. Pay attention to your hunches, and swan medicine will work through you. The swan skull teaches the mysteries of song and poetry, for these touch the child and beauty within. From the seemingly random, the rhizome emerges. Returning, I feel like a blood cell that has vacationed in a capillary, thin and strong, with some of my courageous cell brethren. And the first visceral response to city is a deep inhale, not a cough, for it is not air but density I breathe, proximity to humanity's pulsing heart. Verticality retains its natural upward thrust, and the right angles fall away to reveal our anthills, our striving, tumbling upwards, over and under each other. It is never the city's form or population that drains, for this is our most organic impulse, to collect and share resources, to join geographically in work and leisure, to evolve. I don't know why or what it means, but I feel better. Maybe I need to know more than this, just being here, including myself in that original description. Beauty, such beauty.